Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something real special to talk about. The inaugural Speed Promotions Outlaw 32 race at Famoso Raceway. And let me just say, what a wild ride it was. Nate Sayler came out swinging, and when the smoke cleared, the Gucci Nova team stood victorious. But it wasn't just about one win. It was about grit, strategy, and some of the toughest track conditions we've seen all year. So buckle up, because this one's more than just a recap. It's a story of raw horsepower, razor-sharp tuning, and how one team defied the odds on a scorched and slippery track. Let's get into it. You know how in racing, sometimes you can feel a big change coming? Well, that's exactly what this weekend at Famoso Raceway felt like. A new chapter has officially started for the Gucci Nova, and it's being written by none other than Nate Sayler. That's right, Giuseppe Gentile is no longer behind the wheel of the Gucci Nova. The reins have been handed over to Nate, and let me tell you, it's already paying off. Paired with Lee White, who's hands down one of the most respected tuners in the game, this team is dialed in. And I mean dialed. They didn't just win, they dominated. And that, my friends, is what makes this story so exciting. Let's talk about the track itself. Famoso wasn't giving anyone an easy time this past weekend. The track temp? A scorching 148 degrees in the first round alone. That kind of heat will turn the best prepped surface into a greasy slip and slide. And it showed. We saw cars pedaling like crazy, aborting runs, getting loose past the 330-foot mark, and barely making it down the track. Some of the biggest names, Morton, Shawn Ellington, even Kye Kelley, were knocked out in the first round. Yep, you heard that right. The bad conditions spared no one. Kye Kelley's night ended early when he broke against Cole Pez in round 1. Ryan and Shawn, out just as fast. It was a war zone out there, and most people couldn't make it through. This is where the Gucci Nova team proved why they're a rising force in the street outlaws scene. While everyone else was spinning, smoking, and sliding their way into early exits, Nate Sayler kept the car straight, consistent, and fast. Lee White, being the tuning genius that he is, knew that this wasn't the time to throw all the power at the track. See, here's the thing. When you take the rules off and allow everything from screw blowers to nitrous-injected Prochargers, it's easy to think that more horsepower equals better performance. But not on a day like this. This race wasn't about raw power. It was about finesse. It was about knowing how much the track could take and adjusting accordingly. The Gucci Nova didn't overpower the track. It matched it perfectly, round after round. And that's exactly why they came out on top. Now let's give props where they're due. Scott Taylor made some impressive passes with his new ride. And, from what we're hearing, he's not even running nitrous. That car is clean, mean, and moving. Definitely someone to keep an eye on in the upcoming events. And shout out to Cole Pez. Not only did he knock out Kye in round 1, but he made it all the way to round 3 before being taken down by none other than Nate Sayler and the Gucci Nova. That's no small feat. Chevy Reeps also made some solid hits, proving that even with tricky track conditions, skill and setup can go a long way. Now let's talk about the next race, Virginia Motorsports Park. And folks, let me tell you, this is going to be a very different race. That track is known for being fast. I mean really fast. If Famoso was a test of survival, Virginia will be a test of maximum performance. With proper conditions, we might finally see the Procharger guys start using nitrous. That's right. At Famoso, most of them held back because the track couldn't handle the extra juice. But Virginia? That track's got grip, air, and room to stretch your legs. Expect record-breaking passes, wheelies, and maybe even a few broken hearts. If the Gucci Nova was this dominant on a tricky surface, just imagine what they can do with traction. And let's not overlook just how significant this win is for Nate Sayler's career. Taking the wheel of a car like the Gucci Nova, with its legacy and expectations, is no small task. Giuseppe Gentile left behind some big shoes to fill, and there were plenty of eyes watching to see how Nate would handle it. Not only did he rise to the occasion, but he delivered under pressure, something only the elite drivers can consistently do. You've got to remember, this wasn't some cakewalk event. This was the first ever Speed Promotions Outlaw 32 race. That means it wasn't just about winning, it was about setting the tone. Every team came in wanting to make a statement. This was more than a purse or a trophy. This was about pride, visibility, and proving you belong in the future of no-prep drag racing. And when you think about how young Nate is in the big scheme of the Street Outlaws universe, this becomes even more impressive. He's not one of the old guard who's been in the game for decades. He's part of this next generation of no-prep talent that's hungry, aggressive, and not afraid to shake things up. It's clear now, Sayler's not just participating, he's leading the charge. What we saw this past weekend was the birth of a new chapter in Street Outlaws, and the Gucci Nova is once again a car to be feared. With Lee White in the tuning chair and Nate in the seat, this team isn't just consistent, they're smart. And in no-prep racing, that's the most dangerous kind of fast. But we also have to give Speed Promotions their flowers. For a first-time event, they delivered a show that fans won't forget. The Outlaw 32 format, the diversity of power adders, and the lack of rules meant every team brought their most creative, aggressive setups. It was chaos, but the kind of chaos we love. And now with the next stop at Virginia, this new series is quickly gaining a rep for excitement and unpredictability. Another thing fans are talking about is the strategy, or lack thereof, used by some of the heavy hitters. When a track is this sketchy, it's not about horsepower numbers or engine size. It's about control. And some of the best-known names in the sport got caught trying to overpower the surface. It's a great reminder, in no prep, ego can cost you the win. With all eyes now turning to Virginia, you can feel the energy building. People want redemption. The drivers who got knocked out early at Famoso are looking for payback. The tuners who played it too safe or pushed it too far will be adjusting. And if you think Nate Sayler's win was a fluke, think again. That team is just getting warmed up. Virginia is a known horsepower track. Cooler air, solid prep, and tons of data mean the teams will be able to let their cars stretch their legs. We may even see a few personal bests or even track records fall. Expect to see massive numbers from both Screwblower and Procharger teams. And this time, don't be surprised if someone's spraying nitrous into their boost setup. It's legal, it's wild, and it could just be the edge someone needs. But here's the twist. Will that power actually be enough to beat Nate and the Gucci Nova if they stay consistent? That's the question. Because in this game, it's not just about going the fastest one time, it's about making it down the track every time. And right now, that's what Nate Sayler is doing better than almost anyone. So keep watching, because this isn't just another race season, it's a changing of the guard. We're watching the new kings of no prep rise right before our eyes. The Gucci Nova is back on top, Nate Sayler is proving he's a top-tier wheelman, and Virginia is coming up fast. Don't blink, or you might miss history being made.